Hey everyone, this is Niki Rowland and today I have a layout for Bramble Fox. I'm using an item from the September Fox box, the arrows that say New Normal. So I've seen lots and lots of people do mask photos with these. I have got some mask photos, but they're not great. So I thought I'd see if I could find an alternative use for the new normal. I'm going to scrapbook our back to school photos today, because that is going to be our new normal, I hope. We did get to 1 week in and the school was closed because of the coronavirus scare, but thankfully all open again now, and all good. So I'm using a cut file today. It was a freebie from Peartree Cut Files, the word shine, and I'm going to turn this into my title. It's going to be Time to Shine. So I've done back to school photos for years, but I have always used the title Back to School or Hello Year 1 or Hello Year 3 or whatever. So I thought I'd try something different this year and go for Time to Shine. It feels fitting after so long off, 166 days since they were last at school, so it definitely is time to get back and their time to shine. So I have cut the cut file from pattern paper. I'm using the Photoplay Paper. I always get this wrong. Let's just all stay home or something like that. I can't reach it to grab it and find out what it's called. Let's see. No, it's not there. But anyway, it's the one that is very coronavirus themed and it's about staying home. But it's full of kind of primary colours. So even though this layout is about going back to school and not staying at home, a lot of the patterns and icons and things worked anyway. So I've gone for the stripy paper, and I've cut my word shine from the turquoise side of that paper, and then I've used the stripy side to cut the letters for the word shine and the stars, and I'm going to use the surround as my border around my layout. So I really got maximum usage out of this one piece of paper. I've trimmed my cardstock down to 11 inches by 11.5, so it's pretty wide, but it's got a slightly wider border at the top and the bottom. I'm raising those edges on foam pads, so I have a bit of extra dimension going on there. I've also distressed the edges of all of those too. And then for some reason I have trouble getting my white cardstock onto my border. That doesn't normally happen to me. Normally I'm pretty expert at that, but for some reason today was an issue. On the back you can see that my border was a bit, I put some tape on in the wrong place, so I've just added some some regular tape over the join so that my layout doesn't stick to my desk or to any other layouts in albums and things like that. So yeah. Okay, so I'm working on the cut file now. So I've got it's facing the wrong way up at the moment, and I'm just applying some wet glue to the outline. I'm going to get that stuck in place directly onto the background of my layout, and then I drop it, so I end up with glue everywhere. Whoops. But now I have it in the right place, and I'm going to add the letters back into the middle, but I'm going to raise them up on foam pads. In advance of doing this, I also put an outline on them in a black pen. If I'm more organised, I could have done this with my silhouette sketch pen, but I didn't. So I got my regular gel pen out and just went around the edges with the gel pen. I did the same thing with stars. And I'm going to add those in the same way that I have done with the letters as well. So I'm going to raise them all up on foam pads and get them stuck in. So yeah, I really like how this looks. Looking at it on screen as I'm doing right now, it doesn't look as good as it does in real life. Maybe because it's not close up enough, I'm not sure, but it does look really nice in real life. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So right now I'm just putting in some foam pads into the stars. So instead of taking the stars off the mat, turning them over, putting the foam pad on there, I just thought I would stick them all straight onto the background. Peel them all off, and then I can just grab my stars off my mat and stick them in place. So they look really awesome. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. I wasn't sure about the stripes, but the letters are very blocky, you know, they're big block capitals rather than like a cursive or curly font. So that works pretty well, and the outline really helps too. So going back to the Bramble Fox September Fox box, there is the words New Normal with arrows. It's in a really lovely royal blue colour. However, I've been putting off using this one because I can't find that royal blue in any scrapbook collection. I've really struggled. I don't know if it's because I don't buy stuff in that colourway or if it's just not around. You know how scrapbooking colours kind of go in trends? It's a really beautiful blue, but I just can't find it in anything that I've got. So that's why I pulled out this collection, the Photoplay Paper one, and because it does have some blue, it doesn't quite have the same colour, but it does have some deeper kind of navy teal. It's definitely not the same, but it's a pretty close match, so I'm going for it. As well as that, I've also gone for the bag that when I received my September Fox box, mine came in a blue and white paper bag, like a sweetie bag. Sometimes we don't get any bags, sometimes we do. Because I'm design team, I don't always get the pretty packaging that I know the subscribers get, but on this occasion I did get a blue and white bag, and that was the right colour. So that's why I've mounted my photo on, and then what with adding in the blue and teal tag behind it as well, I feel like I have enough of that colour to warrant using the New Normal perspective. It definitely matches. I've also pulled out some Nouveau crystal drops, which are in the same colour as well, so I'm going to add some of those later on. Now, other than the New Normal, I thought I was also trying to incorporate a globe, because they're going back to school and globes to me are either for travel or for learning. So I've gone for learning in this case, and I've got a little globe down to the left corner of the photo, and I've also put out a whole load of Bramble Fox stars. So I love the petite perspectives, the Oh My Stars, is it Oh My Stars? I think it is. Set, and basically it's just a random mix of stars in all different colours, and I had a number of different ones in my stash, so I thought I would pull those out and I would use those to dot in between the stars on the cut file, and and yeah, so I've added those all around. I'm now just making sure everything looks okay, arranging everything, getting things stuck in place. I've also put out some back to school themed dots. They are by Shimmers, and there's a whole set that's back to school. There's 3 in a pack. One has a pencil, one has back to school written on it, and the other one is a little blackboard with 2 + 3 = 5. So I'm going to dot those around my layout too, just so that I have some specific themed back to school items going on there. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how it's all looking. I've just put some twine through my tag, and now I'm going to get my photo stuck in place. But it's going to sit over the top of some of the stars that I painstakingly stuck on with foam pads earlier. So I thought I would try and peel this one off and tuck my photo underneath. I just pulled off the stripy bit first, but that didn't look right because it didn't have the outline. So I've actually managed to lift up the outline which I'd stuck down, tuck my photo underneath, and then I can reattach my star. And it looks really good. I'm happy I did it. It just gives, it just makes the cut file feel part of the photo, so it's all kind of like attached by, you know, kind of clustering it all together. So I do like to all my elements to tuck in and tuck under and layer on top of, you know, that kind of thing. So that worked for me. So yeah, just carrying on, getting everything stuck in place. The globe I had to mount onto a piece of white card first, because otherwise I could see, because it's an open design, I could see the stripe of my striped paper bag behind my photo through the globe, and it just detracted from the way the globe looked. So just backed it with a piece of white, and that was that problem solved. The new normal at the bottom is touching the blue and white paper bag slightly, but is just about okay. So I've just brought it down as far as I can to make it sit on the white as far as possible. Okay, so just adding in my little dots there. So I've put the pencil at the top left by the word shine. I've added back to school right at the bottom. I've added the blackboard over on the right hand side. That little square says together we laugh louder. So like I said, this collection is not back to school themed in any way. It's actually a stay home collection, but some of the elements really did work. Some of the tags, so little arrows at the top of my photo say no place we would rather be, that works, and let's take a walk while we walk to school, so that works too. Yeah, so I'm just kind of going with what I can go with. Oh, and I've added some thickers at the top that say time to, so I've got my title says time to shine. Yeah. Okay, so just coming in now with a few puffy stickers from the Maggie Holmes Sweet Story collection. As much as I love the Photoplay collection, I didn't have any small embellishments, so these Maggie Holmes ones went well. They're rainbows, bows, stars, so that matched really well. So just adding some bits in, lots of teeny tiny stars on these on this puffy stickers, so I thought I would add some of those to the top section. And now coming in with some sequins, because I don't have enough sparkle at the top already with all my stars. So adding in some navy and teal sequins at the top there too, and just getting those stuck in place with a paper piercing tool. I'm just sticking all the sequins down with some glossy accents. I just move them out of the way with my paper piercing tool and put some glue down, and then move them back into position. So just going to handwrite in my journaling. I have some stories to tell about school, but I didn't leave myself enough room really to put my journaling in, so I'm going to have to add some extra journaling somewhere, maybe on the back, or maybe I might just do another back to school page with less on it, so I can write more about how we felt about going back to school, how things are at school, what pick up and drop off is like. And the fact that we had a COVID scare 1 week in. So I will probably write about that on a different layout. But this one just reads, it's finally time to go back to school after 166 days off during lockdown. So yeah, that's enough of a story in itself, right? Okay, so just adding in some Nouveau drops. So I really wanted to bring in these Nouveau drops because of the colour. It was an ideal colour for the new normal perspective, and I thought I would add some drops to the left side of my photo, also in and around all the stars at the top, and then I thought I would come in with a few more on the right hand side of the layout too. So yeah, awesome. I love how they look. I don't use them that often, but whenever I do use them, I always love them. They take ages to dry, that's the only problem. Don't put anything on top of your layout. Okay, so that's me finished. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this layout and enjoyed the way I've used the new normal perspective from the September box. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. That was Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox.